if you wanna.
Yeah.
Jesse, you wanna?
Let's sandwich Thahani.
There's three creatives there. Why don't you all like?
I'm just a child.
You're just a girl. No?
I'm just a girl.
I'm just a girl. Is that what it is? Man, I am so outdated on my like memes and trends.
And you work at an agency?
Yeah. See, it's all a scam.
Where'd you put it?
I took it off.
Okay.
Why is this like very like...
It's a bit nerve-wracking, right?
It is, no? I don't know.
It's a bit nerve-wracking. I wasn't expecting it. It's normally easier when like...
Yeah, when I'm behind the camera.
Yeah. Okay. Hi. Okay, hi guys. Hi, I'm your host Nirma. This is TSA Talk, so this is the time that we spend our time with lovely people like this to understand what makes them tick, what kind of cool work they do, and how they do it, right? So today we have Shameem, or on Instagram Shameem, and we have Thahani, or on Instagram Bolinora. So, guys, thank you so much for coming here today. Just to get started off, I think would love to know how you guys actually got to know each other a little bit. Maybe someone can take me through that journey. Tell me what happened.
Oh, okay. I think this was during COVID or right after?
No, before COVID.
Before COVID.
That's a long time.
That's a long time ago. So I think I had like this giveaway competition sort of thing for like people who did covers, like songs.
Song covers?
Yeah, song covers.
Okay.
Yeah. So all they had to do was they just uploaded a cover of them singing something, and there were 3 judges. I don't know how I got them on board, but they got on board. So once after that was done, I think one of my closest friends ended up winning. I didn't know her at the time, but now, yeah, we got really close afterwards.
Okay.
But yeah, and then that was when I got Thahani to help me sort of film the whole thing after the giveaway. Yeah.
Thahani, is this correct?
Sorry.
Is this accurate?
But it was more like, hello. I need a second camera. Please. And I went there with my cousin because I'm not meeting a random guy like alone.
Yeah.
That's not happening. It's in Maharagama.
Yeah.
Imagine, I'm not Maharagama alone.
Why do you live so far away? Why do you have shoots so far away?
No, it was in a studio. So yeah. And yeah, she did end up coming with her cousin.
Yeah,
so.
I came with
Do you
a
want
cousin.
to tell her name? Is she like popular now or what?
Who I don't-
Who? The cousin?
The singer.
Oh,
The singer.
I think so. I mean, like she gets noticed a lot by like local artists.
Do you
Yeah,
want to name drop
Sandali.
or
Yeah.
no?
Her name is Sandali.
Sandali? Okay, cool. Shout out Sandali. Hari. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So, I know you because we started working, pretty much you're one of the OGs when it comes to content creators with TSA. And Bolinora has lovely, like really nicely stepped in and like kind of taken over the role of, oh, Shameem can't edit, so please ask Thahani to edit the content. So we worked on a bunch of projects. I think you did some work with Olivia, CS, Banter Hotel we worked on, and so many stuff, right? What I was really curious about is, for both of y'all, I mean, y'all have had such dynamic journeys, like, I would personally qualify, it must have been nerve-wracking, right? I mean, you worked at a proper through and through agency. You went through that whole thing. You have been freelancing throughout while doing 10,000 things. Maybe I'll start with Thahani. Thahani, like, what was that whole process like for you, figuring out where you fit into this whole thing and what you like doing?
Oh. Panic, okay. I was like, what's my journey? I don't. Back in the day. But no, when I was like, I think I got into photography when I was like 12 because of my uncle and my cousin, that cousin. Afra.
Same cousin?
Yeah, same cousin.
Nice.
So she had a camera and I used to use it. And that's how I got into photography. And then when I was around 14, I got into editing videos. Which was, okay, this is embarrassing, but I used to edit K-pop videos.
Nice.
Had like some major
You had a
fan
Tumblr
account.
phase?
No, Instagram videos, wow. Like, big thing, okay. But like, I used to edit videos then. And I think I got into portrait photography during COVID. also TikTok during COVID. And then I had started my degree. I actually have a degree in IT, but I do nothing related to it. I don't use my degree. But yeah, through that, I was like, okay, maybe I don't want to do IT, but like I had like a module where I could do digital marketing. So I was working towards that for my final year.
Okay, so you worked at an agency.
And then I left that agency and I worked at a different agency. And then I left that agency.
Everyone's gonna know. No one's gonna know.
No one's gonna know. They're gonna know. But yeah, so the second agency is where I really got into content creation for like brands, not as my profile, but like working for brands. So there were quite a couple of brands that we did work for, TikTok mostly. And then I left that agency and I went to the agency you mentioned. Sorry, I almost mentioned it. But yeah, so, and I left that agency and, and now I'm doing the work freelance. So, yeah.
So that's a hefty amount of experience. I mean, working in the traditional path. I kind of want to know what happened with you actually, because I really don't know how you got into this at all. Neither does he.
It was a lot of YouTube videos, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was during like, you know, the gap you get between A-levels and results coming out. Yeah. So I just kept watching YouTube videos, and eventually, yeah, slowly started getting into the whole video scene. But yeah, I didn't necessarily have like gear or anything like that. But so like the very first video I shot was on like the iPhone that I had back then. It was the iPhone 5. The entire video was in slow motion.
Nice.
but yeah, so everything sort of kick-started from there, I guess.
Do you all remember the first projects you all did that you all took really seriously? You're like, yeah, this is some art.
This is the shit.
Yeah.
Do you all remember?
I mean, we did sort of meet at a very serious project, I think.
Where?
That was the cover, no?
Oh, yeah, that's where we
Yeah, that's where I met.
Oh.
Yeah, so the whole cover situation was very
fairly serious. Okay.
Yeah, and then after that was
So you guys have done really cool project.
Oh, there's a story.
There's more.
Okay, please.
Yeah, I'll let you go.
No, this is you go ahead.
Yeah, so we did 1 or 2.
No, I was there for one. You went to
so we did a music video together.
Okay.
Yeah, we shot this artist called Shehara. She's like one of the only rock
metal artists, right? Yeah.
So one of her music videos we sort of helped her film.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so this was shot in her backyard.
Okay.
Yeah, it was very cool. If you want to pull up the music video, you can do that also.
Yes,
but
if you can.
Here's a clip.
Here's the clip. Yeah, cut the clip, guys. What was this process like? How do you all end up doing? Who did the conceptualization?
Oh, she had like the storyboard all figured out.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, so all we had to sort of do was help her film, I guess, and get all the compositions right.
Was it all one day? You all shot
Oh yeah, this
everything
was
on
all
one
one day, few hours actually.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, funny story.
I got kidnapped.
What?
No.
My mom thought that.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, so we filmed it, right?
Yeah.
And then, so it started at around 3-4 p.m.-ish because I think they wanted like the whole dark sort of theme going on. And then cut to about 5-6 hours later, it was around 11-12-ish. Yeah. I'm getting a call. Hello? Is Thahani there? I'm like, yeah. Because this woman hadn't answered her phone.
My phone was there. No, it was in the house.
Yeah, it was in the house.
Yeah.
Like we were shooting outside, but her phone was inside her house, like the artist's house.
It was very responsible of you.
Yeah.
Don't be my mother, right?
Okay, so this is the thing, right? What did your parents think of you when you all went into this career? Well, they're like, yeah, let's go digital marketing, content creation.
My
was
mom
it
is
like
like super supportive.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing. I think more
She
moms need
sends
to be
me
that way.
clients sometimes.
Really lets you go, right? What about you? Because you did
yeah.
like the whole math stream,
Oh, yeah.
tutoring, content creation, taking exams during shoots.
Yeah. No, I mean, it obviously didn't start with photography, so it wasn't like a, you know, case where, okay, I'm gonna leave what I studied for my BSc and then just do photography, because I started teaching. So that was somewhat along the path of what I was doing, because I was studying maths. But then after that, it was gradual, so it was okay. So they weren't too, fussy about it either. Because my mom bought me the first camera, so I don't think she wouldn't have if she wasn't supportive,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, so at the moment you do the study room, aura, and you still tutor?
No, I don't
You
tutor.
don't tutor anymore.
Yeah.
And you mainly focus on being a freelance content creator. Do you do any work in terms of like consulting for projects? What kind of work do you get into normally on a
Not
month-to-month
really. It's mostly
basis?
content strategy,
Mm-hmm.
content creation for myself and brands, and then I haven't done a lot of photography, but photography and video editing.
Okay. So I was kind of curious because that whole lockdown period with TikTok pretty much like defined a generation, no?
Mhm.
Like it pretty much like changed lots of life decisions that people would have made,
Yeah.
but they ended up choosing this new horizon that they could go into.
Yeah.
What was that being in the middle of that like? Because there's a lot of, I mean, I was completely out of the loop, I felt like personally, but I know there was a perfect opportunity for people who couldn't go to school, who couldn't really participate in the normal coming of age activities to really jump into and embrace and sort of let loose. What was that process like? I mean, as someone who's a part of that movement in a way, that shift in the sort of generation?
I guess no one really expected it.
Yeah.
It was more of like an outlet for a lot of people, and then for some people it ended up becoming good for their career, kind of. I'm a child, I don't know how to answer this.
No, I mean, honestly speaking, like, you and a bunch of your peers and people who are in my generation as well really jumped on that, and now, even from my point of view, before before COVID, like Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, it's called X now, but like, those were the bread and butter of clients. But now for them, the entire sort of marketing budgets, the way they think about their brand completely shifted into this. I mean, brands like Duolingo do some things that would never have been
Yeah.
even thought to be okay to do on social media platforms. So when brands come to you when it comes to creating content, how do you position yourself and maintain that, okay, this is what Thahani is, this is what she's about, but also integrate the brand into your sort of campaign ideas?
Oh, I kind of make it clear to them that I'm not going to follow a script or something that they want specifically done, because it's not the type of content I would do. I would feel uncomfortable even filming it. So I'd always be like, this is not my type of content. I can do it this way. If not, I'm going to not do the campaign.
Okay. So another question, I guess, is that aside from creative control, where do you draw the line? I mean, do you feel like having control of the narrative and the topics you choose are something that's really important to you? Do you feel like you use your values to really ground yourself in the kind of brands you work with as well?
That is such an adult question. Hold on, my brain is processing.
Like, do you work with brands you like only?
Yes. Because if I don't like it, there's no really point in promoting
Yeah.
it, right? Because it's like, oh, she said it, so that's
So guys, you can trust Thahani's product plugs. They're always good and they're always great products.
Use my codes. I'll give you discount. Jokes. I don't have codes.
What about you? I mean, I know that when we worked together, especially with the Banter at the hotel, you had to sort of work with the photographer, work with the stylist, work with me who was having to be like, yo, we have to do 15, 20 things in one day, and we have to make sure that, okay, the next morning we start at this time. How do you manage such a hectic thing? Because one of the things I've noticed about you is whether it's a good day or a bad day, you stay as an even keel. Like, I mean, there have been times where we're really, really stressed and pushing through, and you've sort of still remained very sort of stoic and focused on getting things done and getting things done really well. Like, you don't grumble he's really nice to work with, and I think you must have really enjoyed that as well as as a peer as well, to have someone who can get things done in a really nice way and still be fun to be around. How do you manage that? Because I know that when I'm doing work, I get really intense and I'm like, no, we have to stick to this, we follow this process, we make sure the client gets all of these things. And then after that, we have to do extra to make sure the client's happier still.
Yeah.
But for you, it must have been like, like how do you navigate that kind of pressure from a client coming in?
Okay, I'm just going to base my answer entirely on the Banter project.
Okay, sure,
Yeah,
fine.
because, like,
There's a lot, yeah, we can talk about a lot, yeah.
So since I only sort of had to do video on that project, it was okay, because I think the photographer at the time was also sort of getting a lot of help from the stylist. And actually, I mean, she was, I felt like she was one of the reasons why everything sort of went as smoothly as it did.
Shout out Nafia.
Yeah.
She's a great stylist.
Actually, because like, I mean, I'm shit when it comes to like styling food and all. Dude, the tomato sauce came like this. And I mean, at least at the time, I just made sure like the shots I got were good enough to use, because the edit sort of came late and we didn't have like the song decided or whatever, right? But since the shots were sort of decently composed and all of that, we were able to sort of play around with the edit, which is why the edit came out so different. And
Just for context, guys, we shot this during sort of economic crisis times, right? Like, it was not a good time in Sri Lanka. We went to Bandaravela Hotel. We had 2 or 3 days to really cover the entire property and get a good piece of content. And I think I would definitely stand by this, that content piece that we created, that brand video, still comes across as really solid piece of content.
yeah.
How did you end up going through that process, just getting the video? Because it was very unique, I mean, the soundtrack and everything.
Exactly. So I think the hotel itself was very old looking and it was very vintage. So the only sort of soundtrack that sort of fit the video was a very classic-ish vibe, right? So what happened afterwards was I kind of made sure that when I cut the videos, it was all sort of fast-paced videos that I sort of clipped in to all of those beats, right? So that was what happened. And like all of these hotel or resort videos that sort of were there at the time, they were very, I don't know, corporate looking, if that makes sense.
Correct. It was all slow-mo
exactly.
only, and there was
so
no dynamic.
No one had really seen this, and to this day that video gets referenced as, okay, we want something like this. And it's funny how like, it's not even on my profile at the moment, but it still gets like the recognition that, okay, you guys did this with the social agency, right? Like, yeah, and then can we get something like this done, and so on. So yeah, that was the case, I think.
So so I'm just going to go off sort of what I'm getting. So you work with a lot of short form content, things that will either be sort of, you'll take an idea and it'll be present and relevant for about a week, if you're thinking about maybe a week, maybe 2-3 weeks based on the context of TikTok. Whereas the piece of content he makes now is on the website. Like, I know there's a pros and cons to both of them, but from your point of view, when you're dealing with brands, what do you have to tell them to sort of help them understand why you have to do it your way? Like, how do you push that as like a ROI or a business value addition? How do you normally convince clients, say, like, look, what I have is unique, here's why you should go with it? How do you convince them usually?
Do you want views? I can get you views. I mean, but
Give me a serious interview, by the way. You can just be like, yeah, I tell them I know what I'm doing.
It's like, guys love you.
guys on the shit, you should totally sign up. But I guess when it comes to brand strategy wise, I always tell, like, I would have to talk to account managers, and account managers are the one who talk to the client, right? So I would always have to tell the account managers, if they don't want to break the rules, don't let them start. Because you can't, like, especially very corporate brands, they always want their name included in the content. Remove this, okay? But like, it'll be like, So recently I did a video. No, actually I won't reference it. I will give an example. So say you're trying to reference, do a TikTok where it's like, when you like milk, something, right? But then this brand would want, when you like brand name, something. So it's not relatable anymore.
Right,
No
right,
one's
right,
going to
right,
relate
right,
to that
right.
because not everyone's going to have that. But if
Yeah.
you like make it super relatable and add milk, it's like it's more brand awareness as
No,
well.
absolutely.
and-
Like instead of pushing it out too much, you let them
Yeah.
come to that brand. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why people work with content creators, because the content is authentic and in a way that's extremely relatable, doesn't feel forced or overly produced as well at times.
Yeah.
So something from me. I mean, right now you are also doing photography at the moment. Is it something you focus your time on, or no?
Here and there.
Here and there.
Here and there.
Okay, let me ask another question. Who's your favorite person to collaborate with?
Jokes. No.
I saw the hand coming.
These days, who are you enjoying collaborating with, like when it comes to
Oh,
work? Is
like
it actually
photography? Photography wise or like content wise?
videography, content?
Is it actually him?
Content.
I apologize.
Content wise, it's my friend Chamatkar.
Okay.
Yeah, so our personality is really. I will get a portion of the chocolate mixed fried rice. You like carbs sandwich? Yeah. It's okay. It's fine. It's okay. We'll get the carb sandwich too.
As the orders pile up, so does your friend's generosity and your anxiety.
Honey, I think we should tone it down a bit. Calm down, child. I've got it covered. So we also do a lot of content together because for some reason people like us together. So, and it's probably because since we're friends off camera as well, it's easier to be ourselves. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I think you get my point.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's Sham.
Okay. See? She said something nice about you.
Thank God.
He's the only person that's why I actually work with
Oh yeah.
photography-wise.
Yeah.
So, for you, what's your favorite project that you worked on actually as of late? It's not an issue, we can talk about it, like that you enjoyed really working on it.
Yeah, so like right now or something I've done before.
Before.
One of my friends is a dancer and she called me up once to do a photo shoot for their dance, it's not a recital, concert that was happening. So I really like the photos that came out of that shoot.
What was that process like? Was it sort of like, okay, I'm going to show up and then figure out the light and then take the shots, or like what
So I don't shoot a lot of studio pictures because I'm not comfortable with it yet. So it's mostly outdoor, but they wanted studio and outdoor. So I had a friend help me with the studio, like the lighting part of it. But outdoor wise, we went out early and then finished outdoor, finished studio in the night. Yeah, it was like a whole day shoot. Very
your
tiring.
friends? The outcome of that shoot, is there something that you've posted about?
Yeah.
Is it something that you feel like, would you want to do more work like that?
I would. Actually.
Yeah?
I love working with dancers. I've always wanted to work with dancers. Because even like video editing wise, I take my inspiration from dancers because they dance to the beat, right?
Yeah.
My video editing is to the beat. Like I take a lot of inspiration from like the way they move.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
No, I think so.
Yeah,
Does it make
it
sense
is-
in your
it is-
head? Does
it is
it make
a bit-
sense?
Yeah, I mean,
But,
most of the
yeah.
time, like when it comes to clients, we really ask them to confirm the song first, because what the worst thing that can happen
Is a song change?
Yeah.
God.
Can you change the music? No.
Oh god, it's funny
Yeah.
because it's true. Because
Yeah.
like it is ultimately like the worst thing you can
Yeah.
hear, right?
Because you don't get it. Like you have to changing the song is having to edit the video all over again. It's not fun.
Yeah. And
Might
kind
as well
of-
charge for a second video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously, and like it really destroys a project because I feel like when we do our work, we try to keep it as smooth as possible for the person doing the final bit of creative work, the edit, the social media execs. much respect and thank you for the hard work you all put in to make this happen. We really love solidarity for the unloved and unappreciated social media execs. We love you all. But like at the end of the day, when it comes to them dealing with the client, something we push is get everything confirmed in advance and give the creative the opportunity to be a creative. Like don't poke your finger, don't micromanage that process. What are some rules that y'all have in place to make sure that that integrity is maintained? Like what are your boundaries when it comes to that? How do y'all manage that process? Or do you all just sort of wing it and like, let's see how it goes? Because I know there are a lot of clients out there who would be more than happy to take advantage of like being a big project, you know, and pushing that through. How do you all balance that out? Is it sort of like an attitude of, okay, I'll do whatever it takes to get it done? Or how do you all manage that? Or you're still figuring it out? Because we are still figuring it out at times as well, so.
It really depends on the client as well sometimes. Some are like very easygoing. So even if it's like a song of our choice, it's like, okay, looks good, matches with the beat, matches with the vibe, so it's okay. But there are some people who are like, they really want this song to this video, but how do you say it? Like, we've sort of edited so many videos throughout like all the years of filming and editing, and we also sort of get the sense of, okay, if this song really fits the video or not. And sometimes it really doesn't, but if they're like so insistent on, you know, getting this song for that video, there's so much you can do as well from that thing. So you're like, okay, here you go. So, but yeah, I mean, at that point is where you sort of break the barrier between, okay, if you are a creative or are you really, you know?
Yeah.
So because you're restricting a person to just do what you want and not what they
Correct.
want. So
Correct.
might as well just hire someone else at that point.
Have you all ever said no, like it's not going to work out?
No, not really. I don't know.
If it comes to TikTok, I'll be like, if you don't want the song, we're not gonna post it.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah, because for TikTok it's so difficult, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to jump on that then and there while it's like fresh. How do you think is TikTok has impacted like Sri Lanka? Very curious, like because like Colombo audiences and mass audiences are two different worlds in a way as well. Do you know anything about this we can learn? Because I really feel like because of the way my algorithm is, I don't see a lot of mass content.
Yeah.
I end up seeing Colombo content, like whether I like it or not. But like, how do those spheres collide as like someone who's actually in the middle of it all? How does that look for you?
Well, it depends on like, okay, say you're trying to give a brand strategy. Who do they want to target, right? Because not everyone wants mass. Say it's like a very exclusive brand, they'll always stick to Colombo. But if you want to go mass, just use Sinhala. It gets you major views.
Yeah.
Like a lot of views. Like I tested this out with like TikTok account itself. Damn, the views.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, it's even if you use a Sinhala song, views.
Really?
Content creators use Sinhala.
So yeah, so the Frog Me piece of content, I really like that. I just was curious, you know, like, was that, like, are there projects where you end up creating everything from scratch in terms of the concept, the direction, edit, music selection, where someone's like, yo, we like your style, so do that?
Yeah, so again, with Frog Me, I think, so not everything is from scratch. Like, for example, the last sort of campaign we worked on, the set and all of that was, it was all pre-planned, right? And we do sort of decide on what needs to be done on like a group chat. I do get the freedom to do what I like, but she does, I mean, the person who sort of runs the whole show, Natalie, she does have a vision. And she does give direction, but she doesn't, like you said previously, micromanage. So I do have the freedom to sort of play around with the video and all of that, which I like doing actually, because if that's not the case, then I can't really, you know, there's no input from my end. It's just me editing to a beat. anyone can do that, right? So that's the thing.
Is it correct, I guess, in both of your experiences, to say it's always a collaboration? Like, inevitably, it's always a mix of the right pieces falling in place with other people contributing. Is that normally how your creative processes normally end up flowing at the end of the day? Or is it something, I mean, it could be different because the medium and the sort of style that I see with you is not the same that I see with him, because he makes longer form content like we mentioned before. But is that the same experience you have, being that you are a content creator who, it's like you're almost like a brand on its own? In like, sometimes that's the way I think about it as well. Like, you itself are a brand. So is it collaborative at that level?
It really depends, I guess. Some people, like, I guess smaller brands, you can definitely collaborate and ask them, you know, what do you like? And then they'd send references, and then we'd pitch in ideas, and then I'd create their content. That's how. But bigger brands are, it's like they work with a lot of people, right? So they're like, here, PDF, here's everything I want, do it. And they don't say do it, but they do.
We got through that for like 20 seconds.
Yeah. It's like, do it.
But they give their direction, like whatever they'd want included, but give you the creative freedom with it. I guess when it comes to like creating content for brands, like through agencies, am I being clear about that? It's a bit weird to say.
No, yeah.
I'll say it. For remove that.
It's a lot of bleeping.
Yeah, there's a lot of bleeping, but I don't mind. I feel like it'll be fun.
So when creating that side of content, I'm the only one in the department. So I don't really have a lot of help from people. So it's mostly me just sitting and scrolling through TikTok. Like, how can I use this for a brand? I actually have folders for each of my brands on my personal account, so that if I see an idea and I think, okay, I can use this in the future, edit to folder. Yeah, see?
Okay, I have a question, and it's going to be one of those questions where I think there's no right answer. Or that might be. Correct me, please, I don't know anything. But so one of the questions, I think once we had a client that had they were running a BP operation, so that's pretty much when people from abroad outsource work to Sri Lanka. It's hiring or financial or whatever. And one of the things that they wanted to do was to establish an ambassador for the brand. So just like, for example, Sasha did with Janet, they wanted to establish someone to be the face of the brand. One of the concerns they had was, what if that person ends up becoming the brand? For clients who might have that concern, would you say it's a valid concern? So that after a certain point, if they were to leave that brand, the brand is no longer relevant? Or do you feel like it's something that is a lot more just like a tool, you know, for brands to hammer away at and discard when they want, and it's not a big issue at all? Like, what has your learning and understanding and opinion on that aspect of that, you know, problem been?
I have a lot of examples I can use, but I'm not going to. I can't. When it comes to that, of course, a lot of people will associate the person with the brand because they're basically the face, right? It does become, it's not necessarily a problem, but more of, where is she or where is he? You know, if they leave. So them leaving does make it a problem for you, because you have to find someone to replace that person's personality, everything they do, everything they are, everything they made the brand. But I mean, if you find the right person, you could replace it, but sometimes it's just
Okay, so as a person who has to run a company, what would you tell me to do if I was thinking about doing that? Like, what would be the don't do it? Don't do it. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, it's a bad idea to put a face unless. I mean, no, bad idea.
I think, I mean, personally, the way Sasha did the ambassadorship, a structured program definitely works well, but I really wouldn't feel like it's safe, if that's the right
Oh, unless
word,
you're like
or-
running the company and
You're
you're
right.
the
Yeah,
face.
yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
way Banter does a big
Exactly.
surge is really good because it's they're like this,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's fairly
Exactly.
inseparable. But
Because you would never leave your company unless you.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, okay, so don't. So just don't do it. Just don't. Quote, don't. Okay, I have a question I ask anyone who makes stuff, right? What are your favorite tools and equipment? We can maybe start with you. Like, what are your trusty must-haves? And then we go to Shameem.
Maybe start with Shameem.
Oh, are we talking like gear?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Oh.
what you edit on, color grade
Oh.
on, what's your camera gear, what do
All
you
right.
use? You go
Okay,
use.
so. Okay.
Any,
What do I have?
Think about your bag.
Okay, so I shoot on a Sony, and I edit on my laptop. I don't have like a.
so
What do you call it, a
Premiere
home set?
and then Lightroom and color grading on DaVinci.
Okay.
Wow.
Controversial topic.
Let's
Yeah,
just
and
share.
as much as I would love to switch to DaVinci, I don't think I have the time to invest and learn it. Or
But isn't the whole point is way more user friendly?
and it's free and you don't need a crack.
It won't crash on you.
It won't crash on you. So many great things about DaVinci.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I know there's like
No,
a split between
but
it.
yeah, so like I started on Adobe Premiere and I also color grade on Adobe. I just use a plugin. It's also a cracked plugin.
Sorry.
Secrets of the trade all
Yeah,
coming
I
out.
know.
Is
But
it a secret at this point?
No.
they
it's
said,
really
yeah,
not. It's
I
really
think
not.
a lot of people use it. But I mean, it still offers the same options as DaVinci, so potato, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, I guess all of the other gear, all the photographers and videographers use at this point. Literally everyone has it.
What did you have? A7?
Yeah, it's the Alpha series. So yeah, like,
No,
yeah,
but you-
it's not. Yeah, it's not going to gear, I guess.
No, but your gear is good.
Yeah, no, I mean it's good. It's
superb,
great. Yeah,
yeah.
but like some people sort of like focus around
There are
only on
snobs.
gear. Yeah,
There
yeah.
are what's your message to the snobs out there?
Yeah.
Look them in the face.
Like, Malik, පාවිච්චි කරන කැමරා එක මොකක්ද?
Really? Huh? Lots of DMs.
No, not necessarily. I mean, it used to be the case
Oh,
like,
damn.
back in the day, but now it's everyone has it. You know.
Let's.
It's about who's behind the camera.
Yeah.
True.
Really.
Sparkles.
We haven't forgotten about you and your equipment and
Oh,
tools.
shit. Okay.
Yeah, Thahani, tell us about your.
Sorry.
It's okay.
You're tired. That was totally fine. Oh, we can just skip the question altogether.
Okay, but like my laptop, of course.
Mhm.
I can't do anything without it.
Mhm.
Software I used to use Sony Vegas.
Oh,
Yeah, because
wow.
it was
Awesome.
it was just on my laptop. So I
Okay.
was like, okay, time to use Sony Vegas.
Yeah.
And I became like I wouldn't say pro, but like I'd say decently good
Okay.
at Sony Vegas because a lot of people didn't really use Sony Vegas. It was always use After Effects. Why are you using Sony Vegas?
Ah.
But no, I never got used to After Effects. Even Premiere that I use now,
Yeah.
I only switched to it like 3 years ago.
Oh, damn.
Like about 3 years ago. Yeah, if not, I was always on Sony Vegas. And then CapCut,
Yeah.
Lightroom. My phone, I used to use my camera, but I don't use it anymore. I rent cameras,
Yeah.
Sony, and my favorite lens, the 50mm.
Ooh. Do you want to compare lenses?
Oh, same.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, like, I think at the beginning it was the only lens I used for literally everything.
Yeah.
Mostly because I didn't have another lens.
It's expensive.
Guys, like a foot can't be. But yeah, so, but even now, like, I did upgrade to another 50mm, but it's funny when
Why,
you say it,
Shameem?
but But yeah, because I think the old one started making noises.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. So once you start getting used to one lens, at least in my head, I think you sort of know where to stand and where to get all of your compositions from, because you can't be lazy just zooming in and zooming out, because it's a prime lens and you can't just stand in one place, I guess. But the second you start getting used to like one focal length, I think you start getting more creative with it, because you know you need to be here to get this shot and be there to get that shot, and so on and so forth, right? So yeah, same lens.
Thahani, do you remember one of the first projects we worked together on? Do you remember what it was? Was it
Ceylon 1860.
Ceylon 1844. I think one of the things I remember first hearing about, oh, we're gonna send Thahani this really quickly. We need to send this to the client tomorrow. Olive you. Did you work on that with
I
us?
did.
What was that like? Because I know we had a ton of content and like it was all orange and there was so much going on, and like the models did a great job, the set did a great job. Was that actually an easy project from your point of view, or was it something that was a bit like, whoa, I have no idea what to do here, you guys are not making any sense at all? What was that like?
My main thing, y'all changed all 3 audios.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
Oh god, yeah, oh no, I remember this. This is a horrible thing to bring up, I completely remember this. Oh my god, yeah! Oh god.
I sin.
Guys, it's okay, everyone makes mistakes.
Everybody has those days.
Yeah, no, you're right. We did change the song like 4 or 5 times.
Like
yeah.
all 3 videos, everything was like, oh my god, nice. Wow, I love it. Okay, I was so like, wow, this is going up on my portfolio. And then they changed the audios.
Songs, yeah.
And then I had to change the whole video.
Yeah, I think we might have cut this.
Cut to the previous part in the podcast. No. Songs can't be changed.
Oh shit, yeah, damn.
Yeah.
God, that was intense. You were also part of that project. No, you shot some of the footage for us.
Yeah, so I think day one was me and Tavish.
Tavish, yeah, outside with the BMW.
Yeah.
And the rain and the car stopping and oh my god, yeah.
And then day 2 was Kavindu and
Kavindu
Tavish.
and Tavish, yeah. That was actually a super day. Actually, I feel like that might have been one of our, like we spent a lot of time, like it was about 3 months of like pure planning going into those 2 days, and it was intense. We had like really early start days, and the client actually was super accommodating, because she was sort of like, she had a really good idea, and it was just about picking the right people. And like, so for you, even like when we spoke to Shameem, and I think that's how we got introduced as well, we asked specifically for someone who he felt like could definitely understand the brand. Because when we go with creatives, more than like how good they are, we really try to focus on how well they can understand the brand and like the vibe. And even though we had to do multiple changes, that flexibility, because you understand what the client is saying, is so important. Like it could be that you're superb, but like if you're not flexible and you don't have that ability to adapt, it's really difficult for us to work from. So, I mean, it's so strange because like I have to speak as running an agency and also loving creatives, you know, like it's really difficult for me because I understand and empathize with both sides, sometimes take it too far. But the reason we work with you guys most of the time, pretty much all the time actually at this point, is because y'all have that sort of foundational awareness of like, okay, this is the brand, this is what the change requirement and the impact it will have on the timeline I'm building, and that's really a special skill. So I really think I should like highlight that for y'all, because it's really difficult to replicate as well. So the reason you guys are at this position is because innately you all understand that. So thank you, because it's really very rare to find, especially in Sri Lanka. Tears. All right, I got all my brownie points now.
But yeah, I mean, just to add to that, I think like I also work with like a very limited amount of agencies, specifically 2, and you guys are one of them. Yeah. But yeah, mostly because I feel like this is for y'all. One thing I think you guys do that others don't, at least in my opinion, is that you prioritize the creatives and then use, especially when it comes to quotations. I think I speak for everyone when I say it. When quotations need respect. You can't always cut down on cost,
Yeah.
right? But what you guys do is you always get the creative's quotation first, and then the add-ons come on to that afterwards,
Yeah.
and then to the client.
Yeah.
Not your quotation to the client and then cut down and find a creative,
correct,
right?
okay.
So that is what I sort of respect from your end, but yeah, just had to put it out there.
Absolutely, no, I appreciate that because like we made a decision very early on that we feel like Sri Lanka has so much talent and so much creativity that simply either hasn't had the exposure that it needs, which TikTok, by the way, for me, like I thought it changed the game completely. I thought like it opened up so much space for people who are young, who had a barrier to entry because they couldn't buy a nice vlog camera, because Casey Neistat and those guys were really like killing with their vlogs, and even though it was an affordable way, and even he says just use what you have, it's expensive to buy a camera, buy gear. But with this, it just sort of cut that out as well. It made it even more easier. So it really allowed so many creatives to come up and really showcase their skills. And I think Thahani, you need to like cut yourself some slack because you're doing great work. And I think you've probably inspired a lot of people yourself to do the same, because whenever I speak to people and I mention that okay, Thahani is coming on board, everyone lights up and they're like, whoa, really? Is she coming? Okay, that's awesome. Like we have an 18-year-old intern and she like I think really likes you.
My heart.
No, but see, like we decided that Sri Lanka has it. Whatever it is, Sri Lanka has it, and we want to prioritize that. And then the clients will make them understand. Because every time when we tell our team as well, like, look, you all come up with the idea, we'll sell it to the client, we'll convince them it's good for them. And it always is, because that way you all have all the incentive to give your best work to us, right? I mean, that's how it works. We have to sort of push that. I feel like what we can do as like young people in the industry is definitely push this, and then push this mentality to others, like teach people who might come to you for advice. And that's one of the reasons we made this as well, because there's a lot of people there who mystify what running an agency is like, and yes, there is a lot of work that goes in and it's not easy, and being a content creator freelance is not easy either, but then it's just people like us figuring it out and taking it very seriously when it comes down to it. That's what it is. So I feel like this is one of the reasons we did this as well, so kudos to you guys for sort of standing by your integrity in that sense as well. So okay, I think there's a couple other things I want to touch on. So when it came to your work and doing your work, what kind of advice do you think you would give someone who wants to follow your footsteps? Or what would you tell Thahani pre-COVID? And what would you tell Shameem pre-COVID? Like if you could give some advice, give some shout outs to them and like be like, hey, follow this, do this, whether it's personally or aspiring content creators, what would you tell them to use in their lives now?
I'll let her go first.
No, you go first.
I just need to like
Just sit. You can time lapse
Let's
this.
just bask in this.
You
one.
just time lapse it.
time lapse moving, just not moving.
Would you hate me if I said I forgot the question?
No, of course not. I'd say,
I remember it, but I've also forgotten it.
I know what that feels like. I promise. I
Like I
dissociate
know the
all-
whole.
I dissociate all the time, Thahani. I am a dissociator 101, like I totally get it. The question was if you could tell someone in your shoes
Yeah.
at the age you started what to do, because you've done the whole gamut of agency cycle, freelance cycle, content creation cycle. You've done a lot of stuff that we didn't get to really touch on today.
Yeah. That's okay.
Like your new business is also there. We have to talk about. You don't have time, I guess, but you've done a lot as well. You've had to juggle a lot of stuff, and so have you. Like that's what makes this like a really interesting conversation for me, is because y'all genuinely are talented, but you're not so like self-deprecating at the same time. Insecurity, shame, it's all there. But like underneath it all, y'all still choose to come out and choose to make content and do great work, which is what makes y'all good role models. So what would you tell someone if someone was to ask you, hey, what do I do? What do you think I should do?
I would say start. Yeah, because like some of you sort of think that okay, I need my gear to start, or I need this to start, or that to start. You might not always sort of have everything you need because you're sort of trying to plan 5 years from now. This is what you want to be and all of that. But if you don't take, it's the whole one day, day one.
Yeah. 1% better.
Yeah, exactly. So that situation, right? Because I mean, if I hadn't made that iPhone video, I wouldn't have been here.
Yeah.
So it was, and it was, it's always going to, I mean, I don't ever think like it's going to be a smooth ride all the time. You're going to have bumps from here and there. I think we've had that experience with the hard drives. But yeah, but things happen, you know, like it's meant to be, right? So if you have a lot of ideas, maybe crunch them down into a few that you think might work, and then go ahead with the one that requires the least resources, I guess. And then I think everything will sort of fall into place afterwards. So it should be okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone just look at you.
Mama. I'd say, I guess for everything, be yourself. Don't be afraid of judgment. And don't be afraid of adults. Because I think one thing I realized that I said the name, sorry.
Wow.
So many freaking bleeps, man.
Okay, so one thing I realized at the last agency was that even though I was the youngest there, they respected me for the knowledge I was hired for, which was really nice, to be honest. I felt really important. But previous agency, it was more like, we have more experience. We are adults. We have lived this life. Sorry. We know better. And I was like, girl, you don't know when to post on TikTok. Don't.
Oh no!
My gosh. Oh, this is all going in now.
Yeah, I think we have to. You were on a roll, by the way. You were doing well.
Go for it.
Yeah, keep going.
But yeah, I mean, don't be afraid of adults. I know they probably live their lives, but do they know as much as you? Probably not. Maybe not. They probably went to a shoot, but did they do the shoot? No. They were just there.
Yeah.
Probably just sipping on tea or something. Sorry. I have like immense hatred in me.
Okay. It's okay, let it out. Let it out. It's okay.
Yeah, just that for that. But like, be yourself. People like when you are yourself. That's why brands try to sell you people and not the brand.
Wow, okay, that was a deep cut there. That was a really big point. I don't know if you all heard that, but brands sell you people. It's so true. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, that's fine, that's all.
We have this section that we do. So I mentioned this earlier as well, where we ask questions. 10 questions, extremely rapid fire. I think I'll ask the question and you all both
Go at the same time?
Oh.
That's confusing. I feel like. But let me.
Are these like one-word questions? Was it one-word questions last time?
They're not one word. They can be like a mix. But some questions are one word, some questions are not. It's really up to you. Let's do this and then let's see if you missed anything and we'll talk about that stuff as well. Because I want to round it up in an hour because you have to go through all this bloody footage and anyways.
Oh, watch me make Thahani.
So, Thahani, you want to edit a long video?
We were okay with the feedback last round as well, no? It was shape, right? Didn't go too far. We're still figuring it out. Okay, anyways. Okay. Hari, okay, closing segment. 10 questions, whatever comes to your mind, shout it out. We'll go Thahani, Shameem. Thahani, Shameem. Okay? Alright. What is your favorite word?
Why was the first word that came to my head bulbous?
That's a great word! Favorite word so far? Bulbous. Okay. What is your favorite word?
I want to make a noise. Wait.
Shameem has mental breakdown.
Yeah, no, I know. Oh, so many words.
Purr is a word. Cameraman, purr is a word? Purr is a word. Cameraman agrees. Purr. Alright. What is your least favorite word, Thahani?
I hate the word beautiful. I'm sorry, but like it gives me the ick.
Okay.
Shameem?
Can it be a sentence? Can you change the audio? No.
Nice callback. Respect. Okay, fine. Okay, what turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Whoa, music.
Oh,
No.
Shameem?
Hurrah. Oh, sorry.
Rawr.
Guys, we can have a serious discussion here.
Like new people I meet,
Nice.
yeah, who sort of do their thing, you know, and yeah, especially the ones who I sort of meet at campaigns who I've never met before, but I've followed online. Yeah, so when you meet them in person, it's like, huh, this is how you work. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. What turns you off?
Damn, got to think about this now. I guess people who just don't get the vision. You know how some people are like when you explain something, you could be blabbering absolute nonsense, but they get your vision. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So people who don't listen and pay attention to what you say and try
No,
to...
not really. It's just that they just don't get the vision.
Shameem, you want to give it a go?
It's like, I think like bad attitude or bad vibes, you know?
Bad vibes.
Yeah.
Great. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite curse word?
Probably fuck. Did you get the reference?
I got the reference. We got the reference. Can you swear?
Same, astaghfirullah.
Alright, fair enough. What sound of noise do you love?
I always go wang. Like any awkward that wang.
Purr, wah. You wanna go?
How Thahani answers phone calls.
Whoa. Wow,
Bloody hell. You know, okay,
Demonstration.
demonstration. Let me call Thahani.
Oh my god. What? Seriously?
Yeah, every single time.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been.
You should make that your ringtone.
I'm calling, but it's
Could be ringtone, alarm, anything.
Interesting way to answer your phone. Also respect. Alright. What sound or noise do you hate?
Also, how Thahani answers.
wow. Men. So, I'm gonna cancel it. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Sound or noise do you hate?
Oh, like when people go.
Yeah.
No? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what I hate.
Camera girls like.
Don't put the first one in. I'm gonna get cancelled.
Yeah. Camera girl agrees.
I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay if not know. Alright. What other profession than your own would you like to attempt?
Oh. You go. You go first.
No, you go.
No, you go first.
No.
Go for it. Go
Okay.
for it.
Actually, it is kind of related to my profession. Does that count? I really want to get into fashion marketing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Or events.
Oh, okay, that's completely different. Oh, that's a whole other ball game.
I
Yeah.
want to get into fashion marketing or events.
How about you, Shameem?
Oh, I want to become a barber. 100%.
Whoa! Seriously?
Yeah, 100%. That's my retirement plan.
Damn!
Yeah, barbershop.
Like an old timey vibe.
Yeah, like full on.
A radio in the
because-
back playing like.
Yeah, no, because cutting my hair when I was small is traumatizing. Right?
Same,
Yeah, you go into the salon looking okay. You come out looking.
Yeah. I remember this.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And it was like the school cut.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
The-
Oh. I met
yeah. Hi. What profession would you not like to do?
Ooh. Are you gonna get offended? Sorry.
Oh my god.
Teaching.
Oh, no.
I'm so
Okay.
bad with kids, so I can't.
Oh, okay.
I could never.
No, fair. I mean, it's okay. Yes.
Dude!
Yeah. What?
At AOD Kids, he hates you.
No, no. What? No. What would I not want to do? Like a 9 to 5 desk job.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
You offended all of them.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'll survive.
Yeah.
Okay. Last question. You all ready?
No.
You all ready?
Hmm.
Alright. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates, or whatever your perception of heaven may be?
Where did you find these questions?
So the method to the madness.
Yeah. It got so spiritual so
I know.
fast.
It's like, oh, time to channel religion. You go
I
first.
don't
Shami.
think it was about religion though.
I mean, no, but
No,
like-
is it?
I mean, what would you
It's
want to
sort of
hear
a
though?
very
You
personal-
would have to
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, what would you want to hear?
True,
Your
true, true.
religion.
Yeah.
What would you want to hear? If it covers
Yeah.
all, what do you
Yeah.
think?
I thought Shami was up.
No, my god. Wait. Okay, you say something, I'll sort of like roll
Dude,
off
what
of
if I
that.
say the wrong thing?
There's no wrong answer.
Yeah. What would you want God to say when you enter
Dude,
through
where did you find this? It's like, he just sat and thought, yeah, this will bust their brains.
Okay. So the history behind this is for Thahani's benefit. It's actually a traditional thing that's been done for a couple decades, where it was done by some French dude who had a TV show where he interviewed celebrities, and he used to ask them at the end of every interview these 10 questions. And then someone called James Lipton, who worked at Pace University in New York, he started the Actors Studio. So people like Bradley Cooper, Robert De Niro, they'd come for these long, really personal, intimate conversations with film students in their final year, preparing to do their final exams, hoping to be actors. So he'd do this really like revealing discussion with them, and at the end, as a nice summary to who these people are, in 10 questions, he'd ask these same 10 questions. So this is a little bit of a Thahani in a nutshell, Shameem in a nutshell, a little bit about them, So I ask again, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates? There's no right answer at all.
There's bubble tea. Jokes.
I love that answer so much. I love that answer so much. just, that's superb. I love it.
I can't top this answer.
What would you like? And it doesn't have to be like that at all. It's your answer, man.
If it helps, I was initially going to say you made it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was just my joke. He took it. So I was like, okay.
Oh, okay. I like to sort of like teach things, if that makes sense. Like pass knowledge on to someone.
Okay.
Yeah, so be it like film or whatever other thing, right? So this is me entering the gate. Something like how do you put it? Like I
You
don't
can all the people you want.
Look
Oh,
at all
no.
the knowledge you
Yeah.
spread.
Thahani, you can say your answer.
Yeah.
There's a very sweet answer, a really nice answer.
Yeah.
That was
So
very
something
accurate,
like that,
really.
yeah.
What?
Your first answer.
The bubble tea?
No, the other one. No, what you actually would have said.
Oh.
Yeah, so it would have sort of.
Good luck editing this, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
I have no idea. Like,
Bro,
what
I'm
you're
like
gonna do with this.
stuttering.
Yeah, I have no idea. I have
The
no
last
idea.
one is just 15 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
Because everything else is just us.
Yeah, to sort of pass on everything that I've sort of learned, or like so that no one else has to go through like the difficult bits. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. It absolutely makes
Okay,
sense.
but like, if
But if
someone else
God-
is saying it to
Yeah.
you.
yeah. But if God was saying that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Yeah.
I'll pass it along.
Ah, there we go. Yeah.
Cool. That's as good a place to stop this. as
Yeah,
any.
I know.
So okay, right. Thank you guys both so much. I really appreciate y'all actually taking the time to answer these silly questions that I had to ask you guys. I do think that it bears saying that your work speaks for itself. I think ultimately that's the best part about this, is that it's people like us who do these things that make things happen ultimately, and we work really hard at what we do. We really put a lot of thought behind it. We really want to make sure that we're doing our best possible work. And if anyone wants to check them out, Bolinora, Shameem, you're gonna have to look that up. Someone put it here on the screen under their faces. But you all do great work. Keep doing the great work you do, and pass it along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
Yeah,
for having us.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Super.
Thank you.
Also, my favorite agency. Oh, don't say that.
Okay, good luck editing this. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, good luck.
Thank you, Jesse. Thank you so much. Shout out
Thank
Jesse.
you.
Shout out Jesse.
Pen to her.
Fair to her.
Just do that, like.